everyone at the Car HMI Concepts and Systems 2015 conference here in Berlin. We're on day 2.
I've actually really enjoyed the conference so far. There's a lot of different input you get from around the industry that you might not just get at an automotive specific, whereas this is HMI specific, so you get some from industrial or consumer electronics, all giving input on human-machine interface.
You were nominated for the award, for the HMI award. Tell us a bit about the background of the project and what made you participate in the competition. What were your expectations towards that?
Yeah, well, the concept vehicle that we produced was the driver focus vehicle, and this relates very heavily into HMI. And at the core of it all was safety and understanding the driver but bridging the gap with the safety systems around the vehicle. And here at the conference we heard in many people's presentations that the safety systems and their machine interface is too dumb right now, too simplistic. And by adding the driver intention or the driver into this whole feature set, you should be able to really help bring this to fruition and make a better human-machine interface. And so with this concept vehicle, we do just that, right? We have a camera watching the driver's interaction, then we can adjust based on what they're doing, the alerts, the timing, and even autonomous action that's taken based on their attentive level.
What's your feedback?
It's actually quite positive. So I'd have to say that it confirmed a lot of the things that Continental is already doing or has in the pipeline. With the market analysis we get from Frost & Sullivan and the others, that it makes me feel really confident with the direction the community is going for HMI.
So is autonomous driving a threat or a friend for you?
I'd say it has its place. So for me, I love to have the opportunity to drive a car, but if I have to go to a test track to experience the thrill of driving, then maybe this is something I have to do. And if autonomous helps me get my commute with stress-free travel and opportunity to do other things, I don't think it's all bad.
Is there something that you've picked up in the roundtable discussions and in the case studies that you found really interesting that you might not have thought about in that detail, or that an insight that you've gained?
Actually, the work that my script has been doing with handwriting technology is something that really was brought closer to my attention here at this conference, and how great this can be, not just for in the vehicle, but even outside the vehicle on your smartphone or smart devices. This handwriting technology recognition, I think, can really improve the market.
So we've experienced some different sessions up until now. You might have participated in the Challenge Your Peers, World Cafes have just started. What's your impression of the value that you get from interacting with these people in many different ways?
I'd say it varies, to be honest. So some are very good because they're basically allowing the whole forum to participate and interact with one another, and those are where I'm gaining the most of the experience from. There's others where they're a little more directed and run from the moderator's perspective, and those are sometimes where you don't grab as much value maybe. So the participation and the engagement is exponentially helpful when you have these sessions.
Let's take a view back on your award. What is the promise or the next benefit that you try to reach with this project?
Yeah, the main goal of the project is to increase safety, and distracted driving kills over 3,300 people in the US every year. So if we're able to cut down on that by having some sort of concept to cut down on the distraction level, then we can help aid the driver in avoiding fatalities. So the next steps, what we see for this vehicle is maybe not just using visual cues, but also trying to integrate some audible cues as well. And as I alluded to earlier, we do modify some of the actually automated features of the vehicle. So if you're attentive, maybe we can back off on the autonomous emergency braking and its timing. But if you're unattentive and you're not paying attention, maybe giving an interview or something like that, then I can start autonomous braking earlier because I know the driver has no time to react.
Do you feel like autonomous driving will play even a more substantial role in this conference over the next years?
Well, the interesting thing is autonomous driving, as a lot of people said here today, may not need a real critical HMI because autonomous means you're in an elevator, you press a button and it goes by itself. You don't have much HMI there. But the interesting point will be these coming years when we aren't fully autonomous and we have this type of battle to fight with keeping the driver in the loop on some issues yet letting them relax on others. So I do feel it's an important topic, but maybe not fully autonomous, but these semi-autonomous.
What is your guess is the role of the driver going to be like in the very end?
I think the driver will be a passenger, and the driver will be able to enjoy the ride and maybe still interact with some of the scenery outside, but maybe not have to worry so much about the actual control of the vehicle. So they'll understand, hey, that's the Fernsehturm, or that's the Brandberger Tor, and they'll get more of an experience with the ride rather than a closed elevator door, maybe like a glass elevator door, so that you still have a nice experience, but you're not really controlling the wheels and the steering of this whole thing.
Thanks so much, Zack.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and party with your team.
Yeah, of course.
For this really good achievement.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.